just keep saying to yourself, it's only a movie. It's only a movie. It's only a movie that will have you living in the sixth dimension, moving in the wrong direction. A new fantasy, musical, comedy, the Forbidden Zone.
Welcome to They Called Us a Movie, testing the strength of friendships one terrible movie at a time. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes and podcast services by searching They Called Us a Movie and find us on Blue Sky, Threads, and Instagram at TicTamPod. That's TCTAM Pod. Welcome back to They Called Us a Movie. This is Anthony Del Vecchio. With me, as always, is Dan Aquino and Mark Meyer. Say hello, gentlemen.
Hello, friend.
Hello, everyone. Well, it's about 2 months into my promotion into essentially a boss position at my job. And it's still weird to know, like, that I don't really, outside of the president of the company, I don't really answer to anybody. So, like, today I noticed half of the office was gone at like 4:30, and I'm like, oh, fuck it, I'm just gonna go too. Like, you know, I don't have to report to anybody that I'm leaving early. And it was just, I don't know, it's just a weird, like, realization. I've been a manager and stuff before when I did the newspaper stuff like 15, 20 years ago. But, you know, just a weird thing where when you transition from an employee to like boss, director, whatever they want to call me. I don't know. It's just been a weird trend. And then you get like thrown into things that are more higher up at the company and get to know more stuff. And I'm just like, okay, this is all weird. I love it because, you know, I feel more involved at my job, but it's I don't know. I think you got, I don't know if you guys have run teams longer than I have recently, but it's something that I am still getting a little used to, just in that sense.
This is the beginning of Mark's power trip, guys.
Yeah.
It starts with him, hey, I could just go home now, to him just firing people for not doing something that he would deem correct. Just the smallest thing. Someone forgets to wear their gritty shirt. All right, you're gone. Get out of here. We don't have any room for you jokers in office.
Someone doesn't knock before entering my office.
I could see that happen to you, Mark. You get a little bit of a taste of power. Next thing you know, you're a tyrant.
Yeah.
You've done it on this podcast.
It's true. This is what happened to Matt Lauer. He got all this power and he started installing buttons that locked his door behind people.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna.
That's a big power move right there.
Yeah, I get the promotion. I just turn into a heel, become a Bond villain.
Yeah, that's a secret, Mark. You're always a heel.
I've always been a heel.
The signs have always been there.
It's funny you jokingly talk about firing people. It's not so much a firing. We have this guy that sort of has his license at our office and he hasn't done anything for us in 2 years.
Oh yeah, so, this is how it starts. You're right, Dan.
Yeah.
He's
here it comes.
Laying the groundwork.
That was the soft opening, right? Like, all right, if I sneak in this whole, I could leave work early, then that will lead to my bigger plan of I'm gonna fire this guy.
He's a Knicks fan, huh?
Yep, you caught me. Yep. He started talking about that Josh Hart was right, and I was just like, you know what? You need somewhere to hang your license on May 31st, huh, buddy? You should find that somewhere else.
I don't know the Knicks very well, but is there a guy named Brunson on the team?
Brunson, yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, did he come in wearing like a Brunson shirt?
Yeah. No, yeah. The Josh Hart comment was after the game because there was a lot more Knicks fans and Sixers fans at the last game. Said he was like, I thought Philly was a sports town. I guess I was wrong.
Ooh.
I mean, that's listen, I'm a New York guy,
yeah,
but the Knicks haven't won since like the 70s. So let's,
But the fun part that, everybody jumped on him for is that he also went to college at Villanova, the college outside of Philly. Everybody jumped on him because all true Philadelphians say that Villanova is not a Philly school. because they're the rich kids that live out in the rich area of the suburbs right
Sure.
outside Philly.
Until they make the Elite Eight.
Yeah. Oh no, it's not.
So I
It's only
always
a,
knew that school was in Philly.
it's a
Gerrymander it.
it's a very small section of the city. The ones that went to Temple, Drexel, LaSalle, the actual schools in city limits. Those are the ones that are hardcore about it. But everybody just involves them anyway. Villanova into things. But yeah, that was the reason with him saying it. And then there's this whole thing, not to get too deep into Josh Hart lore, but that apparently he revealed while he was at Villanova that him and his dad are Redskins fans, or I'm sorry, Commander fans. And
See, Ant, I told you that the heel signs have always been there.
Oh man, I dropped their dead name.
Mark loved the beginning of this movie, by the way, I bet.
All right. I don't know if there's a point that we got to for that story, Mark, but I feel like it's wrapped up in a neat little package.
No, my whole point of the story is that, it's like weird being in this manager boss position. The last time I had it was, being the senior at a college newspaper and just like getting the job, and you're like, everyone else below you is learning how to do it. Everyone I'm now in charge of knows what they're doing. I'm just trying to, make sure that, we don't lose business, essentially.
Sure. Leaving at 4:30 before you know he's going to be like, well, nobody said I can't do lines at my desk, so...
Yeah. I have my own office with nobody else.
Close the door. Office, so. We're going to see.
Yeah. Everyone should be allowed to watch a little bit of porn at work.
All right. Well, Mark, good luck in your endeavors. And
thank you.
I hope that guy is polishing off his resume as we speak.
Yeah. And I am, this is my way of saying that I am currently in talks with NBC Universal for The Apprentice 2.
God. Oh, no.
I mean, fine. It would have been a perfect way to get him out of office, but what are you going to do, Mark?
Yeah, you're a little late, Mark.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta try to figure out something anything I can do for this country. I don't know where I was going with that. I'm sorry.
That stays in.
But
oh no, I wanted to stay in it. I wasn't.
That whole thing is very. It fits so well with what we're covering tonight.
Yeah,
if I'm being completely honest.
I didn't realize you cracked that quick under pressure. I can't wait for our Jubilee.
That's got to be a Patreon exclusive.
Anyway, this week we watched a movie, but before we talk about this week's movie, we're going to talk about our Patreon. Patreon.com/TickTamPod, where for $1, you get exclusive episodes once a month, as well as exclusive access to our Discord. And that's where it's going down, everybody. That's where we're hanging out. We're vibing, just chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool. Talking movies, video games, television. We're doing questions of the week, where we pose a topic that we field answers for. We also, our Patreons help us decide the movie of the month, which is our last episode of the month. We put up a poll and they vote on it, and that's the movie that we watch. If you listened to last week's episode, you'll know that we announced what we were doing for our exclusive episode this coming month. Is that we are doing movie blind spots, where that's each of us has spun a wheel with movies of movies that we haven't seen before, and we are going to watch them and kind of do like a book report of sorts with it. Dan got Heathers, Mark got Raging Bull, and I got Moonlight. So we're going to be covering those movies at the end of this month. So check it out. Once again, that is patreon.com/TickTamPod, and it is just $1. As small of a donation as you could make over there at the old Patreon. So check that out. It's a lot of fun over at the Discord too, so check that out as well. All right. This week was my pick, and I guess I came with the violence again this week, I think. So I was scrolling through Tubi, trying to fill out our schedule, and I think I might have even stumbled upon this on previous months while searching the Tubis, and it kind of auto-played and I was like, this is weird. And so I went onto the Letterboxd and I looked over the reviews and I was like, you know what? This is probably good enough for us. And that movie is Forbidden Zone from 1980. Forbidden Zone from 1980 was directed by Richard Elfman. Stars Gene Cunningham, Marie Pascal Elfman, Virginia Rose, Phil Gordon, Hyman Diamond, Susan Tyrell, Giselle Linley, Matthew Bright, Danny Elfman, and Hervilla Chase. IMDb score is 6.5. Rotten Tomato score 83%. Plot. Imagine taking NyQuil in the middle of the day and then watching public domain cartoons all afternoon. A French girl wanders into a doorway into the sixth dimension and winds up catching the eye of the pint-sized King Fausto and the ire of his queen. It's up to her geriatric brother to rescue her from the nightmare wonderland. I want to know where you guys are coming from with the Forbidden Zone. So Dan, let's start with you.
Okay, so didn't know this movie existed. Never heard of it before. But I was intrigued when the name Elfman popped up. Obviously, Danny Elf, a big part of a lot of our lives in one way or the other, I'm sure. Whether it be Oingo Boingo or orchestrating classic scores through our childhood. Nothing could have prepared me for this movie. In a million years, I couldn't have told you what this would have been about. And this might be, and we've covered some strange avant-garde movies before. This one feels like a waking nightmare come to life. And obviously it's hard to say that a waking nightmare come to life isn't necessarily a bad thing because nightmares are bad. But this movie, it takes some big swings. And I always try to give credit to movies from that. You mentioned the cartoons during your synopsis, and I had written down that this movie feels as if Pee Wee Herman meets Eraserhead meets John Waters, and it's very absurdist. I guess that's what the best way to describe this is. It's an absurdist type movie, from the way the characters act to the set pieces to the story itself. It's all over the place. It's just a manic pixie dream of a movie. But there were certain things I enjoyed about it. It doesn't hold up. This movie definitely doesn't hold up. And I read an interview with Danny Elfman where he talks about how this movie essentially bankrupted him. I think it cost somewhere north of $100,000, but it probably didn't make its money back from what I'm guessing, from what I've seen. So he lost creative control over it. So there's a lot of slurs in this movie. There's homophobia in this movie. Some I think it's like anti-Islamic type of shots, or at least one scene that I saw. So it doesn't hold up, but at the same time, I liked some of the set pieces. Like there's a dice throne room where the queen stays, Queen Doris. There's a throne room which looked cool. There's the dining room with the long table with the human chandelier, like a Cirque du Soleil thing going on there. He turns into a skeleton at one point. Just some really wild visual. For the life of me, I had zero clue what the plot was, and I was really paying attention. I was trying my hardest. Like, this movie demands you pay attention. My favorite character was Doris, played by Susan Tyrell. She deserved better, and we'll probably get into why I'm saying that. But this movie almost felt like a gayer version of like the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
That's saying something.
Yeah. But also right. But also like it's a gayer version, but also like transgressive, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So I wish it just like totally leaned into the gay aspect and just got rid of the rest of it. But we upset that I watched it.
All right, Mark, where are you coming from?
Yeah. So there were parts of this movie where we almost got to the point of the tagline of this podcast. Where I
Were you going to stop being friends with Anthony?
Yeah, I was going to. Going. Does he do this on purpose?
Yes.
Like
the answer is yes.
Like Am I? Is it? Does he just do this to see, how we'll react? Like, has no, does not care about on his end. That was just certain points in it. But I think this is the one time where the absurdist stuff and the big swing stuff, like Dan was talking about, where I do give it grace and like some of that stuff. I just couldn't vibe with this movie, like in any sense of trying to, sort of not get it, because I don't even know if a time and place thing for some of the jokes in there, to get it. But it just felt like, as Dan said, it's just confusion most of the time, because I think I kind of figured out what the plot was a little bit. And then something would happen and then I would question what I had already thought I figured out. But yeah, there were the main thing that stood out was there were some standout performances. Queen Doris, she's really good in terms of getting to that, what they were going for this like fever dream type of movie, in her reactions, and then the random times when her boob would just be popping out of her dress, which I don't know was ever because of some kind of tussle or something, or just randomly decided to just expose one breast during a scene.
That's the
but yeah.
cat fight, right? The cat fight.
Yeah, and there's a
Yeah.
couple other times where she's just delivering dialogue and then it cuts back to her and her boobs out. And I'm just like, is this like a different take? Or like it was like the weird stuff like that. And it wouldn't be acknowledged why, or anything. I think she understood, the assignment for parts of this movie. And I also he didn't speak or say much that I could tell. But the frog butler was great. Just so random, just being in the background of things, and then I couldn't tell if which side he was on, in terms of the king and queen, in it at times, and I don't know if you were even supposed to tell that. I think the only thing that really frustrated me, outside of the obvious, there was jokes that you could not even you couldn't put on it, like even at like 2:30 in the morning on television, like even on like paid cable or anything anymore in this. But the one running joke that, I don't know, maybe it's just the mood I was in or whatever, was the two brothers, or grandpa and the older brother or whatever, just going around and humping everything. I was just like, okay, like at some point in two of the cases, I'm like, that's just straight up assault. Like, like they're probably all cool with it, but like literally these are supposed to be like the heroes of the story, I guess. And the girl's just there naked and they both grab and just start thrusting at her or on her. And it's just like, okay, that stuff, was getting on my nerves a bit. And, and then it would switch back and forth. And then I would be like almost totally out of the movie, not really enjoying what I was watching. And then the devil shows up. And I don't know if it's because they are like professionals. So I'm assuming that was Oingo Boingo and, the whole band. And I knew it was Danny Elfman, but I didn't know if the rest of them were the whole band and all that. But that whole scene was pretty good, for, as absurd as, the stuff they were going for was in it. But it at least captured my attention while it was going on. And then it went back to the other people. And I don't know if it was an acting talent thing or even a lot of the jokes going over my head, because maybe I needed to be alive in this late 70s, early 80s, for something to work. But yeah. Overall, it was just like, I know these are the type of movies Anthony picks, and sometimes you have a great time with these weird off the wall, crazy things. But a lot of this just felt like, obviously you said he made it with his own money. It really felt like that there was nobody there to say no to anything that went on or any choice they made, from, the like I said, the humping scenes to around to somebody dressed as Hitler, for, out of nowhere. And it was just like, okay, some of these I can rock with, but there was just way too much in this that I couldn't.
Okay. Yeah. You mentioned like, do I do this on purpose? So it got me thinking. It's like, what is it that I'm doing to you guys? So I went back and I looked. I'm on a generational run, guys. Like the Linsanity style run. besides
let's
this,
hear it. Let's hear it.
Forbidden Zone. We're not counting Raw Justice because that was movie of the month, although that was technically mine. The People's Joker. Before that, it was Baby Cat, and before that, it was I'm not going to count Flash Gordon, Tammy and the T-Rex, and then we're going into the back to Christmas Wrestling Christmas Miracle, Champagne and Bullets.
Yeah, it's not a bad run. It's painful.
It's pretty good. Dead and Buried. It's October. That's a
Okay,
little
that was
bit of
really
a
good.
that's a
Yeah.
diversion.
Yeah.
Zardoz. Zardoz
Yeah.
is my last one after that.
I'm not giving you credit for Zardoz. That movie sucked. That movie will stick with me forever.
So yeah, I think I feel like I'm on fire. If I was an NBA Jam character, I'd be on fire right now. Yeah, this I've never seen this before. I barely knew it existed. Again, scrolling through Tubi, like I said, when I pick movies, I spend a lot of time, so I come across these movies, and I'm like, ooh, maybe that's a good one for later. So I spend a lot of time going through Tubi, and that's how you find these. Dan, you mentioned Pee Wee Herman. My first note is bad vibes, Pee Wee Herman. This is an unpleasant film. Besides all of the obvious points that Mark is pointing out about like and Dan had mentioned too about the slurs and like the blackface and stuff like that. It just feels mean, you know?
Sure.
Like there's a meanness in this film that you really can't articulate, but it's there. And I said, you guys know the concept of a Tijuana Bible? You know what a Tijuana Bible is?
I can't say I do.
They're like independently printed, like small, like the size of your hand, kind of like comic books, but they're like
okay.
This was popular in like the 1920s and 1940s through the 1940s, and it was just like pornography comics.
Yes.
This feels like a Tijuana Bible brought to life. And
Yeah.
And I mean that in a derogatory way. I did not enjoy this film, but I think there's a non-zero chance that Patreon friend of the show Jonathan is going to say he's seen this and he loves it. Jonathan,
there's a chance for that.
It's on Tubi. Prove me wrong. I think this movie is right up your alley, and I can't tell you why. I just do. I can't pinpoint
one.
I can't pinpoint an exact reason why I think you're going to enjoy this film. Maybe it's because I think you're a big fan of Oingo Boingo. I don't know. Are there big fans of Oingo Boingo?
There has to be.
Right? I guess so. People have seen them in concert. That's big enough to call them big fans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe you are. I don't know. We've never talked about Oingo Boingo together, so I don't know which your Oingo Boingo is. But yeah, this one's wild. I'm glad I picked it. I really don't have any notes besides those three things though, because it's an insane film. It feels like a lot of the Letterboxd reviews are saying it feels like old Max Fleischer cartoons, which is accurate. The set pieces look like they stole them from the Cabin of Dr. Caligari. There's crazy music cues where there's lip syncing to old music. The one time I laughed, only time I laughed in this film was in the school when that guy just tells the teacher, we're not gonna listen to you, bitch, and then he starts shooting up the classroom.
That whole section where it's like, why'd you shoot him? Well, he was cheating, miss, and it's what you have to do, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And then she goes, I'm going to take you to the principal's office, and he goes, you ain't taking me nowhere, honky. And then,
that's right.
And then
you might have said honky bitch. Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
You didn't laugh at the heavy set kid in the Mickey Mouse ears with the superimposed mouth singing? That didn't make you laugh?
I did not. I read that he had stage fright and they had to superimpose the lips on him because of that.
He looked like he was actively shitting himself in that scene. He is so sweaty and wide-eyed. I'm
Yeah.
shocked that they just used it.
Yeah. There's so much to talk about and also nothing to talk about because this
Yeah.
plot is razor thin. Her Shays just humping things. The old man just humping things. The old man that's supposed to be a young man because he's going to school. The guy that's the Squeeze It, who I thought was masturbating the entire time, but he wasn't. He was just flapping his arms like a chicken.
Yeah, he's just a chicken.
He's a chicken. I guess
Chicken
he's
boy.
a coward. Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't mention the constantly naked princess.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, easily the best part of the film.
This I knew so that there was the opening scene. The opening crawl is the best part of the movie.
Mhm.
It's the greatest thing I think ever put to film. I took a picture of it. I gotta read it. Hold on, because I want to make sure I get this right. Okay, Friday, April 17th, 4 p.m., Venice, California. Huckleberry P. Jones, local pimp, narcotics peddler, and slumlord, was seen entering a vacant house that he owned. While stashing some heroin in the basement, he stumbled upon a mysterious door. Naturally, he entered. So that's the opening crawl, and then we're bombarded with blackface.
Mhm.
And I immediately knew, oh, I don't want to watch this.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
when
like where
we
this is
say
going.
it almost literally bombarded.
Yes.
Like it's the entire screen.
Yes. And then the next reason I knew we were in for trouble was when they doing the character introduction screens during the opening credits.
Yeah.
They show the actress who plays Princess. I forget her name. Giselle Lindley. So it's the picture of her, and she's just naked. She's just topless in the picture. Like, you never see that. You don't see that in adult films.
Yeah.
The actresses are fully like dressed usually. Not that I know. I don't.
Right.
No, you've
study
never
that.
seen one of those movies in there before.
Right. I just, from what I've been told from some of our Patreon members.
Yeah. I don't, there's so much to talk about, like I said, but like it is a trip, man.
Yeah.
Like the grandpa who is supposed to be a Jewish professional wrestler who's going around beating the people in the head until they like their heads turn to cake.
Is that what he was? He was a professional wrestler.
Yeah, when they go to the sixth dimension, they mention what they run into a guy. It's like, oh, you were. He says his wrestler names. Like you were the Jewish wrestler so and so or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, I missed that part.
Mm-hmm. And then everyone's walking around in their underwear, like their tighty whities.
Yes.
Just it's like I said, this is an unpleasant film. I feel like this is The Ring, and like we've watched the videotape, and now we're gonna die in 7 days.
Are we going to be greeted by a satanic Danny Elfman?
Probably, yeah.
Is that what shows up when to come kill us? Just a shirt, like a jacked, shirtless Danny Elfman with his crazy hair.
Yeah. Now he's
comes crawling out of our phone our phones or whatever we're watching at the time.
Mm-hmm. But Mark is right. It is the best part of the film when Danny Elfman shows up as and I like how easy it's solved. I was like, oh, I'll help you, but you have to get me the princess. And then he's like, okay. And he goes out, runs and grabs her, brings her in. It's like, congratulations, but now I'm going to cut off your head.
That's right. Yeah. Yes. And then the head floats around throughout the rest of the movie. And we're just supposed to accept that.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we're just supposed to accept in this movie.
Yeah.
Apparently. I will say the Danny Elfman song, when you're first introduced to his character, is a pretty good song. I kind of liked it. And I realized why I kind of liked it is because it sounds almost like the Mr. Oogie Boogie song from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Sure. Yeah.
So like some of this music, I guess, kind of bleeds into his future work, his better work. And this was the most obvious one.
Yeah. It is a very similar introduction to the character too.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a tough one. This is like, what do you talk about?
Yeah. Because all of it's weird.
Right.
All of it's weird. Susan Tyrell is probably the bright spot in this.
She's great.
Yeah.
She was really good. Chewing the scenery and everything that she's in.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like for some reason her boobs pop out at just random times.
Yeah. Every time it happened, I was like, did I miss something that
Yeah.
caused them? It just felt like it was just a different take.
Mm.
The weird thing about it, not the weird thing, but apparently there was supposed to be a sequel to
That's pretty weird.
Yeah, Danny Elfman crowdsourced it a decade ago. So I don't know what the hell's going on with it, but I don't want to see a sequel to this.
Yeah.
I have zero want.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting that this was colorized only recently, like within the last 10 or 15 years or so. Like it was originally
they
in
shot
black
it
and
in
white.
black and white. That's right.
Yeah. It was digitally colored, obviously, not the
Okay.
Ted Turner kind of process.
Yeah, it visually it has some interesting visuals. Even like the basement where they go down, what the Hercules family lives in, the basement, like you said, and I think perfectly put, the cabinet of Dr. Caligari, like very sharp, pointed visuals in the basement. It utilizes stop motion, it utilizes cartoon, so it blends a bunch of different concepts together somewhat well, if not again strange.
Yeah. All right. I think that's a final thought situation, Dan.
Yeah, I agree. I think for this movie, as Anthony said, there's so much to talk about and nothing to talk about. I think that's the perfect pull quote for this episode. Because yeah, it again visually striking at times, but just so mean spirited. Like you said, Ant, there's a lot that could be left off this movie. Some of the music is pretty good. I give it credit for that. Like we said, Susan Tyrell's character, Queen Doris, probably one of the better parts of the film. She shines through. She's got some good music numbers in it. Some set pieces look good, but it's just ultimately it's not enough to save a movie that is so far out there. And I get it. I get it that it's an absurdist film, so it's supposed to be that way. But it's the plot is so razor thin. There's not a whole lot of meat on the bone there. This is a tough one to say if I would recommend or not, because I think there's a market for everybody, obviously, but I feel as if the market for this type and the audience for this type of movie is so small that like, maybe if you want to watch this under the influence of something, that's the best way to watch it. You could probably have some fun that way. So sober, I would not watch this. Under the influence of something strong, it could be worth a watch.
Okay. Mark, where you come from? Or final thoughts?
Yeah, so I'll have to go the opposite of Dan and say it's not difficult to say to not recommend this movie. I think a lot of it on there are things, even though he said there's a market for everything, there's a lot of things in this movie that I think we shouldn't, encourage or make into cult classics. Coming from people that have watched a lot of movies that follow the weird cult classic, formula. I just think there's like one good scene in here. There's maybe two good characters in the Queen and the Frog Butler in it at all. Way too much of stuff that just feels like actors were trying to get away with things because it was a low budget, movie, and it was also the late 70s, early 80s, and sometimes people wouldn't say no to things. And it just felt very sleazy in that sense. But yeah, so we watched it for this podcast. I would never think about watching it again, and would tell most people to avoid it.
Okay. As for me, I think sleazy is a good word for this film. It feels sleazy. It feels damp, if that makes any sense. If a movie could feel damp, like a basement,
like moist, or is there a difference?
Moist has the connotation of it's so memeified about like, ooh, don't say moist, gross.
Yeah,
this is just damp. It's like a damp basement, like a soggy comic book that's been left on the floor of a basement that's been flooded. I think that Dan is right. There is a market for this. I'm sure there is a cult following for this film People probably, I mean, it's like an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. So obviously, this is an older movie, so it's not getting all the critics' views and reviews on this. This is not my cup of tea. I it feels like watching, like we said, those Max Fleischer cartoons that were like Bosco. Remember Bosco? Remember the cartoon Bosco from like the 30s or 40s, and just was like, oh, that's not Bugs Bunny. This sucks. um, with like the music that goes along with it, and it's just like, well, I'm not really that into Cab Calloway, so I think I'll skip this. Yeah, I think that it plays on, I guess, Oingo Boingo's influences, which I'm sure those guys loved Cab Calloway. But me, there's just so much nonsense that happens in this movie that I just like. Again, you know, what we always say is a credit where credit is due. When you take big swings, got to give that tip of the cap. And I'm not going to say no one should watch this, because I never say anybody shouldn't watch any of the movie that we watch. Always go in with your own opinion. But I can't see me turning a corner on this and wind up liking it like I've done with other films while we've discussed it. Like some of the weirder films, like Jesus Shows You the Way to the Highway.
Yeah. That was something I thought of while watching.
Weird. I think still weirder than this film. I enjoyed that movie a great deal. And maybe it's the attitude. Maybe this movie's meanness, and I don't even know if it's on purpose. It just feels like everybody is mean to each other in this film, and maybe that's just like off-putting to me. So like I said, bad vibes. Bad vibes Pee Wee Herman is really what I was getting out of this film.
It kind of like towards the meanness aspect, parts of it felt as if it was 20-something-year-olds trying to be edgy, like edgelords, like, oh, we're gonna drop the F slur a few times, and we're gonna have some sexual harassment in there. Yeah, that'll be funny, right? So like counterculture.
Yeah.
Like, well, yeah, but it's not like it's so tasteless, and not that you can make those things acceptable, but I don't know how to describe it. It just it seems as if they're being mean on purpose to like goad you, the audience.
And like you always hear like, oh, well, this movie wasn't great, but you could tell everybody had fun on set. I'm not sure that's true here. Nobody seemed like they were having that much fun.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
it seemed like a nightmare.
I mean, the old guy was probably having fun dry humping the young women, but
Hervé Villechaize seemed bored, and I don't know how long it was since Fantasy Island, but I'm sure his phone wasn't ringing off the hook at that point in 1980.
I bet you the guy who played Squeeze It, Matthew Bright, I bet you he suffered a decent amount of trauma on the set.
But at least the Elfman's got something out of it, I'm sure. Oingo Boingo is the first appearance of Oingo Boingo. So,
and look at them now.
Yep. I guess that's my if any of this that we've talked about seems intriguing to you, it's on Tubi. Jonathan, think you're gonna love it. No reason why, no idea why I think that, but I think you're gonna love it, and you're gonna tell us that we're wrong.
It's almost like a challenge now.
Yeah, no, 500 words about why we're wrong, and why you love Forbidden Zone. But yeah, that's it. I didn't love it. Maybe you will. More power to you. So we're gonna take a quick break and have one more segment. But before we do, Dan, what you got for us?
All right, guys, please go check out the Game Vault podcast run by our very own Mark Myers and good friend of ours, Tom Schuster. It is a video game podcast where they discuss newer games coming out, things happening within the industry, a lot of breaking news type stuff. So if you are an avid gamer or a noob, they've got you covered with some great advice. It's a good community. So please make sure to rate and review them on whatever podcast platform you choose to you listen to your shows. It helps them out a great deal. They're on all socials at Game Vault Pod, and they also stream on Twitch at Game Vault Pod, where they're playing a whole slew of games, different games ranging from older games to newer games. It's a lot of fun. They play a lot of classic stuff, which is up my alley. So if that's something you enjoy, it's going to be a lot of fun for you as well. So again, the Game Vault podcast on all podcast platforms. They're also on YouTube. If you search Game Vault podcast, it'll pop right up. So go show them love wherever you listen to your shows.
Okay, great. And we're going to take a quick break, and you guys are going to listen to messages from friends of the podcast. So we'll be right back. And welcome back. Now it's time for our third segment, and this segment is a recast. So we are recasting The Forbidden Zone. We've done this before. We each go through our movies. Sometimes we do what we call retro recast, where we set it in a certain time period. I don't know if you guys did that or did current times.
I did current.
I also did contemporary.
Okay, I did a retro, so it'll be fun.
Cool.
Who wants to go first?
Oh.
I have a slideshow, so
You'll go
I'll
last.
save you for last.
Yeah.
Mark,
go
you go first. Yeah.
All right. So I'll just tell you the 4 I did. 3 of them came to mind, and then the third one was the best I could do. So obviously I did Queen Doris, Frenchie, the King, and then the Devil was the one that I thought about last, or Satan, or whatever his name.
Trying to count how many done, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so Queen Doris, first person that came to mind when I first saw her in, and was just like, oh, if we did this nowadays, this is the only person that could do this type of movie and this type of thing. So I went with Sarah Sherman from Saturday Night Live. That was immediately just the weird, would get the idea, the joke, and like get the oddity of that character and just come up with a weird look for it. So, just immediately, that was the easy one for me. Just popped right into my head.
Are you going straight up comedy here?
A little, yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So, and then Frenchie, since she sings a lot and also has some comedic stuff and things like that, I thought because you need somebody that's sort of got the opposite sort of vibe from Sarah Sherman. So I went with Sabrina Carpenter to sort of be more the blonde, contemporary, that kind of beauty that most people would think of to play opposite Queen Doris. And then the Devil, I just thought someone that would be fun to dance around, and I'd already had my head inside that. And for some reason, just this stuff Danny Elfman was doing and stuff in that scene, I think this guy just needs to be in more things anyways, but I chose Marcelo Hernandez from Saturday Night Live. Thought that would be, a good choice, kind of, I feel like that you could have some scenes between him and Queen Doris that could, I think those two have good chemistry together. And then for the King, I mean, I could only choose one person, and I decided to play the King here. I chose Gary Oldman.
Okay,
I like Gary Oldman. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Is he gonna? Yeah, I was gonna say, is he gonna go on his knees like on tiptoes?
I'm glad you guys got what I was going for.
All right, very nice, very nice. Dan.
All right, I went with 5. I have 5 recasts here, so I'm gonna start with Squeeze It. I have Nicholas Hoult because he's a nasty little freak.
Yeah, Squeeze It was a character I was trying to think of, but nobody came to mind. But
yeah, Nicholas Hoult is good at playing weirdos.
Yeah.
So he would fit right in. Queen Doris, I put Maya Rudolph in there.
Oh, that's good.
I like Maya Rudolph. I think she's got that gravitas.
Sure, that's a good one.
Frenchie, I went with Emmy Rossum from the Phantom of the Opera. And what's the show she was on with William H. Macy? Shameless. Hell of a voice.
Yeah.
She's not so much comedic, although I've never seen Shameless, so I do think that there are comedic beats in that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can hold her own. Yeah.
She could. Yeah, I was gonna say she could probably hold her own. Satan, I cast Donald Glover.
Okay. I like it.
I like it a lot.
I think he would add another level. I think he would be better than Danny Elfman.
Full disclosure, I was thinking of making a joke about casting Donald Glover as the Frog Butler.
Oh, sure.
Sort of because of his Yoshi character, where it doesn't matter that it's Donald Glover under the frog outfit.
I'm picking up what you're laying down, because I also cast Bust Rod, the frog butler. I cast Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah,
Buster Rod.
yeah.
Because he's also a nasty little freak. And he would. I just think he would relish being a frog butler,
Sure.
and he would give it his all because that's all
Yeah.
he does now.
Yeah. He's got fuck you money. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
It's great. You would never see his face. You may never know that it's him, but there'd be signs. Like, oh yeah, that's Daniel Radcliffe.
Nice.
And that
Very
is
interesting.
my cast.
Okay. Very nice. I like it. As I mentioned, for mine, I did a retro recast. So if you don't know what that is, that's when we take a recast and we put it into a different time period. So these guys get to watch slideshow while I present my retro recast for Forbidden Zone. You guys can see this?
I got it.
Retro
almost
recast.
I feel like this is a project, like a school project when you do this, but fun, like something you look forward to.
Yes, I do enjoy doing these. They do take quite a bit of time.
I kind of, as soon as he was immediate with what the third segment was tonight, I was like, there's a slideshow.
Yeah, you picked up on it.
Yeah, he normally, just full disclosure for the chat, for the listeners out there, sometimes Ant will just go, what do you want to do for the third segment? And then we discuss it. And tonight he was like, we're doing recast.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just, this movie just lent itself to a recast because there's so many characters. It's so weird.
Yeah.
It really didn't lend itself to much of anything else that we usually do. So it was like, that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
So my retro recast, I'm looking at this as like, the original one was done on a low budget, right? So this is almost like we're going to take this, we're going to remake it, but we're going to put some budget behind it because it's only going to take place a few years later. So my era is 1987.
Okay.
So
7 years later.
7 years later, 1987. What do we know about it? Platoon was named Best Picture at the 59th Academy Awards. It was the 30-year President Ronald Reagan's second term. Average price of gas, 96 cents a gallon. Popular songs were Living on a Prayer, Faith, Walk Like an Egyptian. And events were the year of Reagan visiting West Berlin, telling Gorbachev to tear down that wall. The Simpsons premiered on the Tracy Ullman Show. And it was the return of the Red M&M. It was
great.
Gone for 11 years. It's something I didn't know.
Wait, so hold on. This really, this is amazing. I love it. It has nothing to do with the cast. But
Absolutely
I'm so
not.
happy that you purposely this takes a long time because you do this.
I gotta put you in the mindset of 1987, man.
And I appreciate it.
I just love the idea that the Red M&M returned after 11 years. And it's like the central focus of getting.
Right. Every candy, when you have assorted colors, red is like your main, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's one of the primary colors.
Mario's main color is red for the same reason. But yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, let's get into it. The cast. We're gonna start with Gramps Hercules. This was assuming silent. He never said a word. From 1980, he was played by Hyman Diamond. I assume that's not his real name. But what do we know about Gramps Hercules? I keep wanting to say Hercules, like it's not Hercules, but former professional wrestler, according to Gramps Hercules, not Hyman Diamond. I have no idea what Hyman Diamond is because this is he has no other credit in his IMDb. So with that in mind, I went with my 1987 Gramps Hercules, played by Bruiser Brody.
Yeah.
Hey, I thought you were gonna go with Earthquake.
That'd be good too. I went Bruiser Brody, professional wrestler, no acting credits, and in 1987 he was still alive for another year.
Key. That's key.
That's important.
Yep.
Oh, he died in 1988?
Yep.
Oh, shit. Was he
Stabbed in Puerto Rican shower.
That's right. Holy, forgot about that.
I was going to make a jab joke, and then you literally said he was stabbed.
Oh, good. He got the jab.
Yeah.
It's my Bruiser Brody. Okay, next I have Squeeze It, played by Matthew Henderson.
That picture.
What do we know about Squeeze It? He hangs out in trash cans and flaps his arm like a chicken. So I picked 1987 Robert Downey Jr. Why? Because cocaine is a hell of a drug.
the people, they can't see this, but the picture you chose for Robert Downey Jr. is him strung out like crazy.
It is a still from the Less Than
I
Zero.
was going to say that has to be less than 0.
Perfect.
Well, who better to hang out in trash than a coke bender, Robert Downey Jr. All right,
Yeah,
next.
the role he was born to play.
Yeah. Next, I have King Fausto from 1980, is played by Hervé Villechaize. What do we know about him? TV star in the 1970s, notable for being short, kind of sweaty looking. I think guys know where I'm going with this one. Stay with me now. My 1987 is Danny DeVito. Because he was a TV star in the 1970s, notable for being short and kind of sweaty looking.
And also, and he could also be a answer to the question of the week on the Discord. He is a bad dad.
It's true.
Sure.
Next, we have Frenchie from 1980, played by Marie Pascal Elfman. And what do we know about her? She's French. She's conventionally attractive and of indeterminate age because I could not find a birthday. But she was married to Richard Elfman for 7 years at the making of this film. So I have no idea how old she was. So that's okay because I went through a rabbit hole of French actresses, and my 1987 is none other than Emmanuel Béart. Reasons the men are saying that right here.
Yeah.
It's certainly a face. She's French, conventionally attractive, and she was 24 in 1987. And in case anybody was wondering, but yeah,
that seems about right for
that's
a
that's a sweet pick.
that's pretty good.
Prime choice.
Yeah, exactly. So no 10 and 10 no notes essentially.
Yes.
Then I had Queen Doris, 1980, played by Susan Tyrell. Boisterous, flamboyant, real drag queen energy. The only one person that could do that. And I picked Divine.
Yeah. I think
Boisterous,
that's choice.
flamboyant, real drag queen energy. This Divine was the reason why I picked it in this era. And then Emmanuel Béart was why I honed in on this specific era, because Divine could have been in the 70s. But yeah.
So you worked backwards.
I worked backwards, yeah.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
And I have one more. My one more is Satan, played by Danny Elfman. Who is he? The Devil. He's frontman for new wave band Oingo Boingo, and he has red hair. So I thought the only person in 1987 that could kind of, answer the call of that is Fred Schneider from the B-52s. Frontman for the new wave band B-52s, and he has red hair.
Sure. I like it.
That's pretty good. I
would love to hear.
I could not think of where you were going with that.
That shtick. I'm the devil.
Exactly. That's what I was going for.
I will help you if you bring me the princess. Ooh.
Yeah, and of course the B-52s would be there as well. The rest of the 52s.
Yeah, you gotta have them in the background.
The 51s.
And that's my that is my cast.
I love it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, these are always I wanted it to keep going.
I was trying to think of someone for the brother, the old man brother. I was thinking William Hickey.
Sure, not really. Just perpetually old man.
Yeah. So that's my expensive version of this movie.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well done, guys. All around.
Yes.
Just another solid cast. The kind of sweaty. I like how that was one of the descriptors.
Yeah.
And when you said it, I was like, yeah.
Oh, I mean, it all tracks. All of this is perfect.
All right. Well, that is our third segment. Those are our casts. Let us know whose cast you like. What movie would you want to see? Who would you cast in a Forbidden Zone remake? Check us out on all our socials, Threads, Blue Sky, Instagram at TickTamPod. We're also available on TikTok at They Called Us a Movie. You can also hit us up on Gmail, ticktampod@gmail.com. But you know what? The best place to get a hold of us is on that Discord, and that Discord is just $1 if you subscribe to our Patreon, which you also get exclusive episodes at the end of the month. You get to help us out with movies of the month, vote in our polls, and suggest movies to us over there. We do have a robust list of movies that have been suggested to us over there, so check that out. Once again, it's patreon.com/ticktampod, and it's only $1. All right, we are going to get out of here. The director of Forbidden Zone is Richard Elfman. So for Dan Aquino and Mark Myers, this is Anthony Del Vecchio telling Richard Elfman, well, you certainly made a movie, didn't you?